So hello everyone, I'm Maryam Mirili, and this video is for public speaking class. And the topic was, for example, the meaningful conversation that you had in your life. But let's say I'm only 17 years old. Maybe I am already 17 years old, but that's not the point. What the point is that how many conversations should we have in this life to come to a conclusion or maybe idea that we will formulate ourselves. I cannot, let's say, highlight one of the conversations I had in my life because it depends. Maybe after this conversation you can have another one that will even make the topic that you discussed even more important. That's why it's not about a particular conversation that you had in your life, but it's about chain of talks that you talked with, let's say, the chain of talks that you discussed with someone. Because, in the end, it's just not one event that shapes us. It's like this series of events that, for example, formulate our identity in the end. And it's not only about meaningful conversations that we had, it's about, let's say, meaningful stories that we heard from other people. And maybe those stories can prevent the mistakes that we can make ourselves in our further life. And that's why I believe that meaningful conversation cannot be highlighted. But let's say, okay, it's the topic, so I can pick one from my own experience. On the lesson, I said that, for example, I was talking with an old man who was a professor in Elimler Akademiyası Park, but it's not, let's say, so too meaningful, or it's not so important that, for example, talking with people who actually know you. And so I actually like talking to strangers. Really, it's just interesting, because I cannot say I'm a professional writer, but I write. For me, learning something new from some new people is quite interesting and important because something different happens. Maybe that can shape my thoughts in a more positive or maybe negative way, and then it can be reflected in some of my stories. Maybe, for example, I can like the character of that person so much that I can even involve it even in my own stories. And I can assure you that the most meaningful conversations that I had in my life were with my mother, because at times as a child I was lost, and I needed to know what to do next. Some people go to psychologists, but I would rather talk to my mom because my mother knows me better than some therapist. She knows me already for 17 years, and that's a lot of amount of time. And I believe that it's the same with every single person. They just most meaningful conversations people have in their lives is, for example, the ones that help them to make the right decision in a hard situation, or maybe the right decision not from the point of society but from the point of the self, from an individualistic point of view. And that's why I believe that it's the series of conversations that formulates you as a person, as an individual, and not a single conversation. And so thank you for your attention. I hope there will be many vlogs like this. I really like to open up my mind to other people.